Question 427. What's the story behind your worst scar?
Ooh.
That's easy.
Ooh. How the hell did you do that? What did you do?
What did I do? So this finger was hit twice. First, when I was, I think I was 20 at the time, when I burnt all my fingertips. So my feeling is exactly like people who wear surgical gloves. That's it, because all the nerves in my fingertips have been solidly burned. And then I went on to a different company. And I got my finger in between two metal plates and pretty much lost the entire fingertip, which they put back on, but it doesn't work exactly. So my nail now points down.
Yeah.
You can see it points down.
It looks like a toenail.
Yes. Yes, but a toenail that has been stepped on frequently. That's what it looks like. And the fact that my index finger is now thicker than my middle finger, which is also kind of curious.
That's very odd.
That's
I can't
the
believe I haven't
story
seen that.
behind my first scar.
Jeff.
Right. No, it's only very faint nowadays, but the only one I've got that's sort of been anywhere near permanent came from playing rugby years ago. And all that happened is I just tackled this second row on the other team, took him down. But it was a bit weird how he come down. That somehow his studs caught my kneecap and just did a sliced through my kneecap. It's really weird. It didn't really hurt that much, but it was bleeding like crazy for ages, and the scar never really went away. So,
Badger.
A guy hit me in the face with a hockey stick.
I hope you're playing hockey.
We were, actually.
That's
We were there just playing the old... we're playing street hockey.
Mm-hmm.
So
hitting people in the face is loud in street hockey.
If anyone knows the various different varieties of hockey, you have ice hockey, and you have hockey, which is just running around in shoes. Then you have roller hockey, which is on roller skates, but the rules are stupid. And then you have street hockey, which is basically roller hockey, but with ice hockey rules.
So, question with ice hockey: do you play that with a popsicle stick?
You play ice hockey with an ice hockey stick, but you generally have the popsicles afterwards.
I think air hockey's the safest version.
It's really not.
You should see what that's done to my fingers.
You can end up with fingers like Peter just playing air hockey. But yeah, so I was going. There was a guy going for a shot at the goal with the but it was a ball we played with. But you play street hockey with a ball or a puck. He was going for a shot. I snuck up behind him trying to get the ball away, and on the backswing he just went in the face.
Oh!
At which point I collapsed to the floor, bleeding everywhere.
That's the nice thing about getting hit in the face. There's usually a lot of blood.
Badger, is that how you ended up with those black eyes?
I thought he'd hit me right in. I thought he'd hit me right in the eye with the hockey stick, and I thought that my eye was bleeding and leaking everywhere. Turned out it was above the eye, but I just couldn't see because there was blood in my eye.
I've actually got a front tooth that's a crown as a result of at school getting playing field hockey and someone being a little careless with a stick. So.
I just want to re-emphasize that roller hockey is stupid.
No, it's not. It's fun.
You can only turn in one direction.
I think anything on roller skates is kind of stupid, personally. But
Rollerblades. Granny.
So 6 years ago, I had scoliosis surgery for severe scoliosis. So I have a scar that extends from my bra line down to my pelvis.
Ooh.
I have rods in my spine. I have about 30 screws in my spine. The lowest level of my spine is bolted to my pelvis. And then there's another scar on the front of me because they fused me from both the back and the front. So from my bra line down, I am completely immobile.
So you can't slouch properly.
Would
Well,
you
at least
say?
you got good posture.
You can't slouch properly.
Yes, I can't. I have to sit ramrod straight all the time.
Oh.
That's the one thing I miss completely that I was not anticipating from this surgery is I don't enjoy reading the way I used to
Yeah.
because I can't curl up with a book the way I have to sit straight with the book right in front of me. It's also very difficult for me to hold anything in front of me because it takes so much energy just to hold myself erect.
Yeah.
That if you put something in my hands in front of me that even weighs just 1 pound, it's really hard for me to stay straight. So I have to
Badger
put
knows
my
that
hand
problem.
on something. Yeah.
What
Tom
problem
says
do I have?
Robo Granny.
It's really hard for Badger.
What's really hard for me on this one?
Holding yourself erect, Badger.
Oh, how do you know about
That's almost a compliment. Come on.
that?
What's really hard is when I hold my grandkids, I have to sit down. I can't stand up and hold a baby.
Oh, that would be hard. It'd be hard to pick
Yeah.
them up too.
I can't. You know, if they're under 20 pounds, I can, but over 20 pounds, someone has to pick them up and hand them to me.
I was going to say, I suppose you could read laying down on your back, but then you drop the book on your face.
I
Regularly.
have done that. The biggest problem is light, because if the light is over me, it's shining directly in my face.
Oh,
You get glasses with lights on the side. We use them for soldering.
You can get those prism glasses where you look straight ahead but actually look down, so you can hold the book on your stomach. Lie down and hold the book on your stomach.
You can get lights that clip to your book as well.
Okay.
Jen.
Oh, a music stamp.
I've got a few scars, but I don't know what is my worst. The most, probably the one I had earliest is the one I most vividly remember, because I was only about 5-6 years old, and I walked into a swing that was swinging backwards, and it whacked me right in the middle of the head, and I ended up with a cut right across my forehead and about 6 stitches. And I've still got a scar there, but I've got quite a few wrinkles now, so it's not noticeable.
So you were that kid who just wandered into the swing, and then everyone had to go home.
Yes.
Yeah. I was that kid.
Yes.
Sammy says, I've also mutilated my index finger on my left hand with a razor blade, as well as my right thumb, and drilled a screw into my wrist all the way in. The doctor said the screw pushed an artery out of the way.
Why did you do that, though?
The worst thing I've done that's like that is I remember trying to put holes in conkers with a knitting needle.
Did he?
And I held it in the palm of
something
my
from-
hand.
Dave,
Stabbed a
did he
knitting
get
needle.
Oh,
something
that's
from
not
IKEA?
clever.
That's not very bright.
Dave,
Gone.
did he get something from IKEA
Well, I
and
didn't-
get the instruction manual with it?
Instructions not clear, screwed the chair to my wrist.
Yes.
I do have an injury like that, but it didn't leave a scar.
No, I had a scar for years, but I can't find it now. So
Oh, actually, no, it did leave a very slight scar. Looking at it, I have a kukri. It's not like an original proper one. It's a modern reproduction, but it's very sharp. And I was there just fiddling with it, just doing stuff, and I dropped it. And as an absolute genius with not too bad reflexes for catching things, I thought, oh, that's fine, I'll just catch it. What I actually did was split the end of my finger open and cut like halfway down the nail.
I sliced my finger open with a brick.
That's not a slicing implement.
No. No, it really isn't.
That's actually impressive.
You slice your finger
I,
open with
Yeah.
I've
I don't
sliced
know whether
the
it's
side off one of my fingers with a Stanley trimmer.
It must be lovely to see you eat meat. With a brick hammering on it. Trying to slice it
It would be more effective than my teeth.
And parallel to your knitting needle thing, I was drilling holes in something with an Arlic. Was circuit boarding. Oh, it was circuit boards actually. I think, and I slipped and I drilled through the web of my thing. My web with the Arlic. That was painful. I don't have a scar from it, but it bloody hurt.
Nerdy says, I probably got a biopsy scar someone. And the problem is, my worst scar has to be my knee. I've got two massive scars on my knee. One of which the stitch is open, so it's actually quite thick as well. But I think, I don't know how you define worst another way. My eyebrow annoys me most.
What's wrong with your eyebrow?
When I was, let's hazard a guess, at 3 or 4, I fell through a patio door.
Ow.
And they said if the door was open by about 3 inches apparently, and they said if the door was closed, it would have gone in the eye. I'd lost the eye. So I've got a scar there that makes my eyebrow look a bit funny.
Dave has.
I think it matches fine with the rest of your face.
I was actually saying, all these things you're saying, Dave, are you related to Frank Spencer by any chance?
Dave has silly eyebrows. Hashtag Dave silly eyebrows.
Ring says his appendectomy. He was military. How does military people not have a worse scar than that?
Well, the idea is not to get yourself like hurt or killed. You know that's.
But it just seems to be an occupational hazard. Literally an occupational hazard.
It is an occupational hazard, but it is the idea. The idea of it is not to get yourself killed if possible.
But if there's no war whilst you're signed up, then you're unlikely to get major injuries.
America has been at constant war for a long time.
Oh, that's great.
I think I'm pretty sure 1892 is the last time like they didn't have some sort of foreign like engagement with a foreign nation of
That sounds
some
about
kind
right.
of. Yeah,
It's not like us. We never have wars.
Jen, I don't think you're very much aware of what soldiers do when there's no war. I mean, when I was
have no idea.
in the army,
I'm a pacifist, so I have no interest in that.
when I was in the army, we got drunk, strapped one of the guys that was in our room to his bed, and then threw him out of the window. But no.
And this is what goes on in the army when there's no war. It's probably more dangerous.
This is why we have wars to stop you guys from doing that all the time.
That's why America starts so many wars, because all this is silly.
My husband was was Army for 26 years before he retired, and he never saw action.
Did he get scarred?
He might have something minor. He was a tank officer.
Oh, they're easier to get a good whack with one of them.
Yeah.
The stories I've heard of that.
He was
Head
the
scars.
commander, so he was at the top of the tank.
Did he ever get thrown out of the window?
Yeah, it was 1980 to 19, let's see, to about 2006. So the only war that went on during his time was Desert Shield, and he did volunteer to go, but he was not selected.
Right, Ring says he was Intel.
The army at the time I was 1982, 1983.
There was stuff going on then. Mathpig says, I've got a scar on my eye from being punched with brass knuckles. Nerdy says, America, fuck yeah. Shadow Kitty says, I have a scar on my ear from having a beer bottle being smashed over my head. Nerdy says, those server racks could be sharp too. I have got scars on my hand from server racks.
Oh,
Dave, we should give Mathpig another scar. We could do with some bacon.
Oh. Are you suggesting you're going to be making bacon?
Oh, that's terrible.
It is
That's-
terrible.
That's
To be
something
fair, that's,
completely
that's
different.
to be
Jen.
fair, that's still a lot nicer than what Dave was suggesting to do to him a few days ago.
No, I
so-
was. If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.